Hi there, welcome back to Just Making It. My name's Matt. Today what I'm going to do, I'm going to start this food plot behind me. It's pretty much a vacant field. I've had the cows in here, but there's no grass, there's nothing. You can see right here behind me there's moss. A lot of moss in this field. You can see it. So I'm going to turn this field into a food plot for the first year. And yes, I am a deer hunter. And after that, we're going to see how it does. I've already got fence posts around the edge of the field. And this field's about 4 acres. And we'll see how this food plot does. And maybe next year, later in the spring, we'll let the cows in here to graze. So it's going to be slash a deer plot, cow pasture. I just want to walk around this field a little bit and show you the moss. And moss is very hard to kill. Usually it means that your pH is way off. So you could see it, okay? It's all over the place. So what I did, I did spray this field and I killed most of this moss. And all the grass is killed. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to till it. We're going to disc it up real good. And we're going to seed it. And I'm not going to use the grain drill on this field. I'm going to use a spinner spreader. And that's what a lot of people use on food plots. I just feel that you can spread seed a little thicker with a spinner spreader than a grain drill. You can lay it down. And instead of putting it in rows, it's spreading it all over the place. So here in a bit, after I get this field tilled and I get that spinner on, I'll show you what I'll be putting in this. This is where the cows can enter this food plot pasture right through this gate. So what I did, so they can't get through here, I keep this gate closed and I put a rope, electric rope, right here connected to the electric fence. And this is how I got in. And it goes down. And I'm going to block the cows off of that field for 1 year. Till next spring. To let that field grow. It's going to need time. So right there I got double rope. And then on this side, they're allowed into this pasture. And this I'll do the same thing with. Maybe in a year or two, I'll block it off. And I'll reseed it. And it'll be a food plot for 1 year. And then it'll be a pasture for the next. You could see here what this soil's like back here. And this could be one of the factors of why nothing really wants to grow good. It's sand. It's all sand. So you'll see as I disc here, it should disc up real good. It's just basically sand. So I'm going to disc it real good. We are going to put fertilizer on this. I got some leftover 10-30-10 from corn planting, and I'm going to spin that on this. Well, I'm making the first pass now. It's ripping up pretty good, but I think I'm going to have to go over it a couple times. This is what it looks like. I'm just going slow for now. You can see right there, what is that? That looks like some hunting stands. Another factor that's affecting this field are these branches that are hanging over and they're going out into the field. It's hard to get my tractor underneath. I'm gonna have to do some cutting later. But what that is it's causing a lot of shade. And you can see the moss. It's all moss right here. So if I can let that sun in just a little bit more right here, it'll prevent that from growing again. Well, I got the first pass done with the disc. I'll show you what it looks like here. You can take a look behind me. Doesn't look too bad. Now what I'm going to do, the sun's hitting it. It was a little bit wet. It rained yesterday. So it's a little bit clumpy. So as the sun hits it, it's going to dry out. I'm going to hit it one more time and I'm going to go a little bit faster. So this field, it's broke up into actually two fields. Okay, there's a space in between right here behind me. Okay, and then the field extends that way. Then it narrows up where I'm standing. And then it widens out and it goes that way. So there's actually two parts to this field, but they're connected. Okay, this is my setup here. I got the spreader on the back of the 6115, and this is my fertilizer. This is what I had left over from corn. It's 10-30-10. I'm going to put that on the food plot. So what I mean by 10-30-10, it is 10% nitrogen, 30% phosphorus, and 10% potash. So we got a little nitrogen in there. The phosphorus always helps on this ground, and we got some potash. There's what my fertilizer looks like. You can see it's a little bit damp because it's starting to sweat in this hot heat. So I got to get rid of it. And I want to show you guys, look out there in the field. That rye is turning really quick now. So we'll be combining that. We're going to get the seed from it and we're going to make some straw. That'll be here in about a week or so. It just got done sprinkling here, so this is a little bit damp, but that is okay. I'm gonna spread this fertilizer and maybe it'll soak in. But I need to go over here and I need to set my spreader. I know I got it up in the air a little high. I'm gonna lower it and it should level it. But I'm going to go over here, and this is my adjustments. I'm going to open it up just to where it comes pouring out, just starting to. And we're going to see about right there. Then I'm going to put my clip right there so it doesn't go any further. And that's my position right there. I'll spread a little bit, see how it looks. Might have to do some adjusting. Okay, let's see how we look here just by sight. You can see the little pebbles. Fertilizer. I'm going to go a little bit heavier. Okay guys, I'm going to show you a little trick, and I know it works because it worked for me in the past. Okay, I got red oak and I got white oak along this food plot. Okay, they go all the way around the edge and all the way to the other side. Loaded with acorns every year. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have some fertilizer left over, okay? And being that my spinner spreads 40-50 feet, I'm going to get right along the edge here. I'm going to go as close as I can to those fence posts, and I'm going to spread a row of fertilizer into these oaks. And I tell you what, if the deer are going to go for acorns, they're going to hit these ones first. It makes a difference. You might think I'm crazy, but if you could fertilize your oak trees, they're going to hit those trees first. This is the first seed that I'm going to put down. It's soybeans. This will attract deer, provide shade for my grass, and I'm not going to put it down too heavy. And the reason why I'm just going to spin soybeans by itself is that the seed is larger than the other seed that I'm going to be spreading. So it would be hard for just the soybeans to come out and then the other seed to come out with it. All right, I made a few passes. I'm taking a look, see how it looks. That's about how I want it right there. I don't want it too heavy. There's your soybeans. And, you know, the reason why I picked soybeans too is that it's an annual. So an annual, you'll hear me talk a lot about annual and perennial. Annual, it dies within the year. Perennial lasts maybe a couple couple years, or it could last a long time if you take care of it. So that is an annual, and this particular seed is going to favor the deer, because remember, I'm going to have this turned into a pasture for the cows, and the first year is going to be a food plot for the deer. Okay, got all the beans planted. Now I'm back up at the house and I'm putting the rest of the ingredients in for the food plot. And I got these tubs, and what I did is I filled them halfway with rye. Now this isn't like grass rye. This is cereal rye, which it grows really fast. It grows tall, and the deer love it when it's young. So I'm going to mix that with some other things here. Okay, before I add the clover, this rye is an annual, so it will die. And that is going to be mainly for the deer this year. But it's going to be also as a cover crop for the hay that I plant in that field along with it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put medium red clover in. This is the red clover. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to do the old bucket method like I did on the hay video I made. I'm just going to use the same ratio using buckets. We're going to make it simple. I'm going to take this small bucket and I'm going to fill it up with clover. I'm going to put one of these in each one of these tubs. Okay, so there we got some red clover in there and in there. Got to do these other two. Okay, I'm going to mix this clover and this rye together. Just mix it in real good by hand. I don't have a mixer. I'm going to make this nice and simple. And I'll do this to each one. That looks really nice. Okay, so the clover, it's going to last maybe 2 to 4 years, 5 years. The rye is only going to last a year, within the year. It's an annual. So the clover is going to stick around for the deer and the cows when we put the cows in there next year. Okay, I got the clover and the rye mixed together. Now I'm going to put Kentucky 32. That is a tall fescue. And that's the new fescue that's out now. And I'm going to put a large bucket into each one of these tubs. That's what I'm going to put in next. Okay, so now I got the fescue in there. I just put it right on top. Now I got to mix it in. The fescue is a perennial, so this will be mainly for the cows. All right, we got the rye, We've got the clover and we got the fescue in here. We need one more ingredient. And guess what that is? This stuff, this orchard grass, it's good for pastures, it's good for hay fields. What I like about it is that it grows quickly. And if you're planting hay with it, you can get a second cutting. So we're going to put a bucket of this in each one. And this is going to be for the cows. This is a perennial. Okay, I just got done mixing it up. I'm going to mix it some more when it's in the spinner. But there you go. There's everything in there. Rye, red clover, fescue, and orchard grass. And don't forget, we put those beans down in the field first. So now you're probably wondering, how am I going to lift that and put it in that? Well, let's see what we could do. Well, I got 2 of those tubs in here. We got to get this spread because tonight and tomorrow we got heavy rains coming. We got to get it in there and get it covered. I made a couple passes out here in the field and I really like what I'm seeing. It looks like it's spreading pretty good. I mean, it's probably hard to see on the camera there, but see it? See my beans? So I got those soybeans in there. And if I need to, I'll just go over it again, but it's looking pretty good. We'll see how much seed we end up with. Okay, I got that first spinner all out. So now I'm back and I'm going to put these 2 in. That got me almost halfway. So if I have anything left over, I'm just going to go over it a little bit more. But we should be close. Hey, why did the deer get braces? Because he had buck teeth. Well, I got the field all planted. I went back and I got the disc, and these are John Deere discs. And what I'm going to do, yeah, they're John Deere 110s, and I'm going to drop them just so it's skimming the surface. I'm going to do the whole field like that, and then what I'm going to do is put on the packer. So we'll run these around and then we'll switch to the packer.
Well, folks, it's all done. Got it all packed. Looks good. I would say at least, I'm going to say 85% of the seed is buried just a hair, and it's packed down.
Well, we did it. We converted this old field, mossy field, into a food plot for the first year and a cow pasture after that. And we did it all combining annuals and perennials. So I'm anxious to see how this is going to turn out. I'll let you guys know. I'll take an after video here. And I just want everybody to know one thing. It might not be the right way. It might not be the wrong way, but it's your way. Thanks again for watching Just Making It.